Is the new MacBook powerful? Of course! An updated chip, a greater exterior, and zero-noise fanless design. Look at these selling points. Who doesn't want to have it? But Mac essentially is a special laptop which has a smaller group of target customers than Windows PC. The choice should be wisely made. Today, in this video, I'm going to specifically talk about why I don't recommend undergraduates, especially freshmen, to get a MacBook for your daily use. First thing first. The points of view in this video are based on my personal experience and the discussion of our fans. If you're a music or a film major and your teachers suggest you get a MacBook for your lessons, then you can leave this page for the buying cart. But if you have no idea what kind of laptop you need, trust me, after this video, you'll get an idea. The first reason why I talk the freshmen out of getting Mac definitely comes to the price. Getting a laptop in 2022 isn't rocket science for most freshmen. Over $600, 16GB RAM plus 512 grams SSD is standard configuration. But if you want to buy a Mac, that will be a different story. With the student discount, the cheapest MacBook Air WM1 chip costs at least $1,000, and it's the base model. Frankly speaking, the low-end MacBook is a bait and switch to trick you into spending money. Once you persuade yourself that $1,000 is a good deal and finally make up your mind, you've already fallen for the trap. Because the base model only has 8 grams RAM plus 256 grams SSD. 256 grams, it's in 2022. A 256 grams RAM laptop definitely can't satisfy your needs. Maybe add it up a bit. How about 512 grams? Ow, extra to $120. If you invest in the SSD, should you get it done once and for all by boosting RAM? 8 grams RAM is enough for writing an essay, but what if I want to be a YouTuber to edit videos? Considering that, well, it costs another $440 since you've spent almost $1,500. How about bearing the pain of buying a MacBook Pro? Finally, you'll find that it's literally an endless loop of adding money. How about Windows PC? Based on the lowest setting, 16GB plus 512GB RAM and wide color gamut, under $750 can close the deal. Save around $300, even if you demand a good exterior and portability, or you want to play online games on it, then increase the budget a bit, your requirements will be met. If you prioritize extracurricular activities, such as gaming performance, you can get an entry-level 3050 laptop for less than $880, or a popular 3060 model for no more than $1,200. So much so that I just want to tell everyone, compared to many Windows PCs, the Mac is apparently expensive, even if the basic version is competitive in price among Apple products. $1,100 is a lot. Many undergraduates haven't been able to make money, so they have to dip into their parents' pockets. If your family isn't that rich, I don't recommend you randomly getting a Mac. What? You say that money isn't a problem? Alright, the next thing I'm gonna say is Mac's deal breaker. Because the operating system on MacBook is different from that on PC. Traditional PC is pre-installed with Windows 11, while Mac uses a self-developed system called macOS. Due to the system difference, software that can be run on Windows can neither be installed directly nor run on Mac. If you don't want to use macOS, can it be replaced by Windows? Previously, it could. But now it may cause a lot of trouble. Or to be honest, no. Since 2020, Apple has installed self-made M-series chips on MacBook. Not only has the chip manufacturer changed, but also the x86 basic architecture has been altered to ARM. It removed the chance to run Windows in the original environment. Even if you forcibly install Windows on it with a virtual machine, it won't perform well because of the bad compatibility. At most domestic universities, majority of majors use the Windows platform. A MacBook that can't run a Windows system will get you into lots of trouble. Take specialized courses for science and engineering students as a case. The SpecView PRF2020 we used on our everyday test includes 8 software, 4 of which aren't compatible with Mac. SolidWorks and CATIA are necessary for mechanical engineering students. 3ds Max is often used by architecture or art students. If you need to use these software for your major and you've only got a Mac, what should you do? If you can't finish your homework, you'll fail the exam. So you have to do your homework at the school's computer room, or borrow a laptop from your schoolmate? Then why didn't you get it straight before you bought it? Why do you have to get yourself in trouble over studying tools? Maybe software needed by certain majors all have macOS versions, but it's hard to go through a smooth journey of study in such a complicated environment as college. Your webpage design class teacher may share Adobe Dreamweaver CS3 Express Edition in the group. Only Windows friendly, maybe even 32-bit. Obviously, your Mac can't open the exe file. You'll have to find another Mac fit package. Even if you found it, there would still be 2 barriers for you to cross. First, the compatible issue between the old software and new architecture. A large amount of software is developed based on the Mac Intel, thus needs to be translated before installation on the M-series chip Mac. Low operational efficiency aside, it might jam during installation. Like this. Over the past 2 years, often used Mac software have been highly compatible. But such niche software sometimes lacks maintenance. Nothing to be blamed for if it's not compatible with an ARM-based chip. Another problem you may run into is that you might find a version different than the teaching resource. Different operations or UI. You'll have to alter yourself to fit it. Of course, it's a lot better than having software not Mac OS supported. At least you have a way out. But you can avoid these problems at the beginning if you pick Windows PC. Why should you bother spending time on that? Don't expect to be trouble-free by not choosing science and engineering, like this software site demonstrated here. Many financial or management students may need to use it. Compared to a natural science major, social science major runs into fewer problems with software. Except for the software used in specialized courses. There are some more daily incompatible issues while using a Mac. Copying a file through USB from your classmates should have been easy and common, but the NFS format of USB, widely used on Windows, are not fully supported on Mac. It's only open for reading by default, not for editing. If you want a normal edit, you have to pre-install a third-party tool. If you use your own USB, you're restricted to exFAT and FAT32 formats. But you can't be completely sure that your classmates or teachers have USBs of the same formats, right? Another common problem lies in course selection. Some schools' educational administration web pages are in disrepair, having not been updated for over a decade. You have to select your course in the IE browser. Consider this, it can't even support Edge smoothly. Are you expecting it to be Mac compatible? Actually, those are problems left over by history. We shouldn't pass the buck on Mac, but since every year there are people who encounter the same problem, I have to mention it. Finally, another soft spot of Mac: game. If you're completely not a game player, and just want to bury your head in books for a master degree, you can skip this part to the conclusion part. If you have a requirement for games, then we should have a good talk. Due to the macOS operational system on MacBook, most released games can't be installed. Popular games like LOL Chinese Server, Genshin Impact, and Apex aren't compatible to Mac. If it's a Windows laptop, even an IGPU Ultrabook with lousy graphic quality or low Fs, it can at least play games. But on a Mac, you don't even knock the door. Otherwise, why does everyone test Shadow of the Tomb Raider and World of Warcraft once a new Mac is released? Because there aren't many choices. Apple and some gaming companies are working on compatibility of some games. For example, Village 8. But it will be at least a few years before Mac games reach the same number as Windows games. And even if you can play a game on Mac, its optimization is not satisfying, which provides a tough experience. For now, very few games support the M-series chips natively. World of Warcraft is supposed to be a famous one. I ran it on this MacBook Air with an M2 chip and had a slick operation. There wasn't any bugs, but you can't just have one game, right? If a game isn't supported natively, which means a translation is needed, and it'll be less enjoyable. Take the CSGOW lowest graphics setting as an example. It can run up to 100 Fs after reducing resolution. Seems to be playable, but practically, there are many stutters during games. The frame rate fails. You won't have fun in the game. That is to say, non-native games are ostensibly compatible to Mac, but actually they can't bring out the M-series performance. You can play, but that's it. I don't mean to belittle Apple. I really hope I can play AAA games on Mac, if it could be compatible with various games. With the theoretical performance of M-series chips, it can possibly ride over those IGPU Ultrabooks and even those 3060 gaming laptops. But it has to face the reality. At least so far, the project playing games on Mac is still at an initial stage. It's still not a good choice for game players. After explaining so much about why Mac isn't fit for freshmen, and what kinds of students should get a Mac, as I see it, if you've reached this far and still not be convinced, and you can get a Mac. Apart from those shortages, Mac has a lot of advantages, like super long-lasting battery life. That can last a day or even 4 days after charging one time. Or like high-quality screen with built-in color calibration, fine workmanship, audio totally defeating Windows laptops, and super productive ability to edit videos, especially the new MacBook Air. It has renewed its model and screen, and reduced its weight. It has also updated M2 chip, more suitable for online courses, essay writing, and note-taking. It's more than enough to basically edit photos and videos. But these strengths of Mac, compared to Windows PC, are replaceable, while Windows PC's strengths in compatibility, gaming performance, and price can't be found on Mac. So, for undergraduates, especially for freshmen who are not sure about their needs, I won't recommend MacBook as your first laptop. But if you insist on buying it, I suggest you at least ask for seniors' opinions. And they'd better be juniors at your major who have used Mac. Their experience must be more valuable than any comments you find online, mine included. Alright, that's all for today's video. If you think this video can help you, please hit like and subscribe to our channel. That's very important to me. If you want to reach more about laptops, please follow us on WeChat official account. I talk about a laptop there every day to provide info and guidance. This is BIBA Laptops. I'm Juan. See you next time. Bye.